All right, what's up, everybody? So I have a crazy update. Maybe it's crazy to me because I've been up for now 24 hours. Maybe it's just crazy because all of it together is just, I don't know, but I need to get it off my chest because it is 4 o'clock in the morning now, and I just need to talk to people about it. So here we go. So this last week, uh, Emily and I, and baby Winnie, we all went down to Nebraska because my grandma, who I call Oma, celebrated her 90th birthday. We had a big old celebration with our family and whatnot. So before I went down to Nebraska, my boss decides at the very last minute that he's going to send me to AWS Reinforce, which, if you don't know what AWS Reinforce is basically a 3-day conference where AWS gets to talk about all of their really cool security updates. And you get to talk to a bunch of like cybersecurity minded people. It's a really cool event. But he decided to spawn this on me at the last minute. And so I decided, being a good husband and a good father, especially on Father's Day, shout out to all the dads, by the way, that I would drive back with my family to Madison, and then get on a plane from Madison to Philadelphia, where AWS Reinforces, right? So I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock, and we started driving by 6:15. That's very common for people with toddlers, by the way. Always expect an hour delay. So we finally get on the road at 6:15, and we get back to Madison at like 3 o'clock. So I got to the airport by like 6. I had a couple of hours of downtime. It was great. Got to the airport by 6. My flight left at 6:30. Got to Chicago O'Hare. Very important to the story right now. Got to Chicago O'Hare at like 7 o'clock because it's actually a 23-minute flight from Madison to Chicago. Why I couldn't just find a flight from Madison to Philadelphia still just boggles my mind. But couldn't find a flight, so I could only go from Madison to Chicago to Philadelphia. So, hour layover in Chicago, then supposed to be in Philadelphia, all right? Very important. So, flight starts boarding at 8:30. Everyone gets on board. Everyone's doing just fine, right? 9:15 rolls around, and finally got word from our flight attendants that the flight crew finally landed from St. Louis and then is going to now fly us to Philadelphia. Why we didn't have a flight crew already on the ground and established before passengers got on this plane, bananas to me. Bananas, right? So then we get to about 10 o'clock, probably a little bit past 10 o'clock at this point, and the pilot says that there's a problem on the plane. It failed a lot of their like pre-checks or whatever, which again, trying to figure out why are none of these pre-checks done before the passengers get on the plane is bananas to me, right? So then it gets to about 11 o'clock when a maintenance crew finally gets there to look at this stupid plane. And then by 11:30-ish, 11:45, they're like, all right, this plane is no-go. We cannot legally allow this plane to take flight because there's a big problem with it. Everyone needs to get off the plane. So we got off the plane. Midnight rolls around, right? We are now in the next day. All right, it is now June 16th. We started June 15th on Father's Day. Again, shout out to all the fathers. We are now on June 16th right now. So finally get word that they swapped the plane, right? All we had to do was get to a new gate. Fine, whatever. As long as I get to Philadelphia, I'm all okay, right? We get to the gate. And then there was an announcement of, well, the pilot crew that was going to take us to Philadelphia is not feeling well anymore. So they can't fly us until 7 o'clock in the morning. Why would a crew that got off a plane from St. Louis decide to fly us to Philadelphia, and then we have there's some mechanical error on the plane, but then they're too tired to continue moving forward to fly the exact same plane? Why were they even chosen to begin with? The travel industry makes just absolutely no freaking sense to me sometimes. So then they were waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and we're waiting, and 2 o'clock in the morning finally rolls around, and they're like, well, guys, we're gonna push this flight now to 7 o'clock in the morning, right? 7 o'clock in the morning is when we'll finally load this plane up, and at 10 o'clock is when you're supposed to get into Philadelphia. The conference starts, by the way, at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So I am missing pretty much almost the entire morning because I still have to get to my hotel that I was booked. It was going to stay in last night, and I can't because I'm literally stuck in Chicago. And I can't blame the crew, right? Because, you know, silver lining is I'm not going to go into a plane in the air and then come crashing down in a fiery death, right? I don't want that. Nobody wants that. And I can't blame the crew. The staff has been really incredible, but I'm just like, there are so many things that have gone wrong in this airport, and I have still yet to go to sleep, right? I have been up since 6 a.m. It is now, according to my watch, 4 o'clock in the morning, almost 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm now going on 24 hours with no sleep, stuck in Chicago, and now going to be late for this conference. So yeah, it has been a crazy ride. Again, though, shout out to the staff. They've really been incredible and helping us a ton. But that's where I'm at. I will update you all as soon as I know if I'm ever going to get to Philadelphia or not. And yeah, have a good Monday, everybody.